Hey, good afternoon. This is Ed. I want to talk about something that I'm still thinking about that happened in a coaching session yesterday, and it has to do with a sense of hopelessness. And what I'm referring to is when we're little and we actually do feel helpless, we move into hopelessness. If something doesn't change over a period of time, we move into hopelessness. And along with that comes shame. Okay. So, shame and therapy and coaching don't actually go too well together because I can remember when I first knew that I needed some help, I had so much shame in my nervous system that the act of reaching out and getting help was like admitting that I was flawed or broken. So, there's not a whole lot of motivation to move in that direction. So at some level, we actually have to bring in the adult part of us and even sometimes intellectualize what we know we need to do versus feel the shame, feel the problem underneath. Because if we're accessing the part of the brain that's got shame embedded in it, what that means is the brain has been primed. And so the neurotransmitters that are firing, actually, if you were to light up the brain of the baby or the child, the young child who's activated, the same part of the brain is lit up 30 years later, which means you're not really accessing resources that can help you to transform that shame. So we need to kind of intellectually say to ourselves, even though I don't want to do this, I know I need to do this. And so maybe you pick a hand that says, here's what I feel when I think of even, setting up an appointment with Ed or whoever I work with. It doesn't feel like I really want to, like every part of my body is like dreading it. But then I know I need it. Okay. So what you want to do is just feel the differences and then allow yourself to follow through on it, even when it's uncomfortable, because you're literally taking your brain, you're saying, hey, let's go for a journey, let's go for a walk. I need to give you new information because this old information is invalid. We drew conclusions based on false information that happened to us a long time ago. And I didn't, at that time, I didn't have enough abilities to ask a lot of questions to confirm or disconfirm that I was flawed or broken, we'll use this other hand. So we need to actually show up and go to these sessions or, read this book or do this training or whatever it is in order to update that part of the brain that still is fixated on a belief system that you're flawed or broken. So hopefully that makes sense. So sometimes we need to just force ourselves to do something because we know it's right for us. That's the discipline component versus feeding the helplessness and staying stuck. Otherwise, we're just continually repeating that cycle and we can't get out of it. The brain literally doesn't know how to get out of it without a resource that helps us to bring in new information. Now, science has also shown us that we need each other. We can't do this as an island. We can't do it alone. That literally the human body operates better when it's in a field of energy of people that support and validate us. So when we can feel that resonance, that I feel valued here, I feel like I belong, that I matter, that calms the nervous system to be available to move into exploration. And once we're in exploration, we're taking in new information and our nervous system remains calmer. But the minute we feel unsafe, we're now activating those old coping mechanisms. All right, so hope that is helpful for those of you who are struggling with this sense of helplessness. And let me know if you have questions. Of course, post below any comments or questions or thoughts. Feel into it to see what maybe you've been through this journey and you have your own, ideas about how that works. I'd love to hear those comments, and I'm sure others would love to hear those comments as well. So many blessings, and we will see you in the next tip. Bye.